Welcome to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel for our Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap. Be sure to drop your elephants and your crowns in the chat and your snakes for Lisa Rinna. Thank you for your patience, guys. Be sure to share this live on your social media, on your Twitter, on your Instagram. I'm live for your patience, guys. Be sure to share this live on your social media, on your Twitter, on your... What's going on, Scotland? Shout out to my moderator. Shout out to Team Empire and Royal Court members. Let's vibe out, y'all. Detroit's in the building. Welcome to the channel, y'all. We are live. Don't forget to like this video. Shout out to Florida. Shout out to Michigan. Welcome to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. Let's vibe out. Let's get our bodies moving. Even if you're sitting, I'm sitting. Oh, we have a lot to talk about, y'all. Birmingham, Michigan. What's going on? Hey, Daphne. Sending love right back to all of you. Delaware's in the building. Birmingham, Alabama's in the building as well. This is our Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion part 4 recap. We are vibing out first before we get into it, because we need to, because if we don't, we might be as angry as Erica. Got my coldest water bottle. Pennsylvania's in the house. My fellow Tauruses are in the house. The UK's in the house. What's going on up in Texas? Thank you so much, guys. Definitely it's fall here. Italy. Oh, I can go back to Italy. Cleveland, what's going on? Yes, happy hour music. Except I'm not drinking. Aloha. What's going on, Sadie? What's going on, Genevieve? What's going on, Kathy? What's going on, Danielle? What's going on, LJ? What's going on, Lulu? I appreciate you all being here. I'm your boy, the Empire. Yes, we are live on multiple platforms, guys. We are also live on my TikTok, which we watched the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion part 4 together. We did, and then we watched Potomac together. That wasn't planned. But we did it. We did it, and we had a really great time. And we paused. We got into a lot of stuff. Ryan says, oh my God, is she really a liar? Joke. Well, let's talk. I took notes. I literally rewatched this latest episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, though. If you missed out, though, I posted a video earlier talking about a particular moment that stood out to me in this reunion. And we're going to talk more about that here, and you will have an opportunity to call in. But let's get to at least 200 likes before I drop the call-in link. I'm going to share my thoughts, though, because this is, of course, My Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap. It's the final recap of season 11 here on the channel. And of course, we will recap anything that goes on in the news. And if you missed out on any of our coverage of the Erika Girardi and Tom Girardi saga, be sure to check out the channel, subscribe to the channel, because you're getting everything in pop culture here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. And we're also live on multiple platforms today. We're live on TikTok. What's going on TikTok? We are also live TikTok. Don't forget to keep tapping your screens. Let's get more people in the room. We're also live on the Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We're live on Twitch and Twitter, the Kempire on those platforms. Be sure to follow me there. As a matter of fact, there we go. So let's just jump right on in, because as I said before, I know you guys have a lot of opinions about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, but let me take a sip because the throat is a little dry. Get your coldest water bottle. I know you're like, Kempire, the ads, look. How do you think I'm able to keep the decorations and the lights on here at the Kempire Studios? Get your coldest water, even though I really believe in my coldest water bottle. You know, I love my coldest water bottle. I use this every single day. Multiple colors, multiple sizes, great for kids that are in school. Keeps your water cold for 36 plus hours. Great water bottle, and really great shipping, quick shipping. Get 10% off, KEMP10 for your 10% off. All right. So I'm just going to say what you all have been saying. This reunion did not need to be 4 parts. It didn't. There was a lot of fluff in between. I'm thinking it should have been at least 2 parts. 3 is pushing it, but I understand business. Bravo had space to fill. They had space to fill. There are a bunch of shows that were pushed back that would normally be premiering right now. New Jersey, OC, which we hear OC is coming back next month. We are also getting this month the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. We will be talking about that. So there are logistical reasons why they decided to do 4 parts with Beverly Hills, and now they're going to do 4 parts with Potomac. At least with Potomac, we might laugh. Did anyone really laugh at this Beverly Hills reunion? Yeah, we got some moments with Kathy Hilton. Kathy Hilton did not need to, as a friend of, I like to be fair. I like to twerk on the fence, but I like to see the other sides of things, but I like to also be fair. Okay? That's why I allow everyone to call in and share their opinions. Kathy Hilton's a friend of. Normally, friend ofs are there for their segment, and they're gone. Also, friend ofs, you don't normally decorate your entire set based off a friend of situation. I wonder what we're going to get from a Scala in Potomac. All right. I just wanted to say it. I love Kathy, too. And I love at the end, Kathy apologized to Garcelle, and we got a bigger picture on why she did not go to Garcelle's Haitian party. And it was because of COVID restrictions. There are a lot of COVID protocols. If you're doing one thing, maybe she was filming also Paris in Love, which is coming to Peacock as well. You're welcome, Andy. Because I'm sure he has some investment in Peacock. So I'm sure that was part of the reason why she said she thought they had told her. And Kathy's just used to people doing things for her, so she probably thought the powers that be told Garcelle. This is just another reminder these people aren't really friends, because if that was really your friend, you would reach out to her and be like, girl, these COVID protocols, I'm not going to be able to come. Just saying. I'm jumping around, but I will do that. Crystal. We got little sprinkles of Crystal in this part 4 reunion, and Crystal asked the question that we all wanted to know. Where is your anger for Tom Girardi? And of course, Erika was like, is that angry enough for you? No, it wasn't. Because the only time that you mustered up tears, Erika, was for yourself and for Tom Girardi. Do I have a tearful Erika in this reunion? I think I do. Do I? No. I have. Well, no, I do have. Look. The only time she mustered up tears was for herself and for Tom Girardi. The only time. And Dorit saying, I know I'm jumping around and I'm going to jump around because I do have the timeline here in front of me, but I'm just going to have to jump around as the thoughts come to my mind. Dorit saying the thing that she said that, the best thing that I can do for the victims is to cooperate. But we saw multiple reports where Erika Jayne was not cooperating, not with the bankruptcy trustee. She wasn't releasing the documents that they needed. So there we have another lie. Another lie. All right. Let me focus. So Crystal says, "Where's your anger for the victims? Or where's your anger for Tom Girardi? Because you found the anger to come at Sutton, you found the anger to come at Garcelle during Watch What Happens Live. They played a never seen before scene. Where's your anger for Tom Girardi, the man that you said cheated on you, the man that you said neglected you, the man that has been proven in court twice at least had defrauded victims, not alleged victims, and not legitimate claims." And I get it, legitimate claims, because there will be people that will say, "Oh, he owes me money." They'll come out of the woodwork. But no, we have multiple legitimate victims and claims against Tom Girardi. And her saying, "Oh, so should the partners of the firm give back their money? Should the lawyers at the firm give back their money?" Well, some of them should, because some of them were fully aware, allegedly. Because you're not telling me Tom Girardi did this on his own. Should the secretaries? How dare you? Should the secretaries? No, those secretaries went in and did their jobs. And I can talk because I worked for a law firm. Those secretaries don't know what you guys are doing with, well, some of them do. Some of the secretaries and some of the people at the law firm know where the bodies are buried. Let's be real. Look, it's the support staff that knows some of the stuff. But, look, they don't make the decisions. They don't make the decisions. But no, the secretaries are not being pulled into litigation because they did a job. You what, laid on your back? You are the wife. And when Andy asked the question, and look, Andy knew people were watching. Andy knew. Andy said, "Oh, you answered every question without follow-up." And as I said to you before, if you watch the video that I did on Bethany Frankel, where she talked about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast this week, be sure to check that out. She says that this cast is scared of Erika. She says that they're the most calculated. They wanted to use her to confront Erika. And this was 5 or 6 seasons ago. So, and rightfully so, we saw Erika's bullying behavior. We saw her bullying behavior on camera. Can you imagine off camera? And a lot of people say, why is everyone so scared of Erika? So if you watched my video earlier today, I explained to you why people are scared of Erika. She was married to a very powerful man in California. And not just a powerful man in California, a powerful man across the United States. Because you're not telling me that judges, politicians, powerful people with money allowed this man to borrow millions, to have influence and steal from victims. And I can say steal from victims because it's been proven in court. Joey Ruigomez just did an interview with Dr. Oz. We will have to talk about that as well. I have not gotten a chance to sit and actually watch it because I want to, because it's important to hear what they feel in this moment, as opposed to Erika Girardi and what she's going through. When Andy asked the question, do you guys think Erika knew? And Aaron was like, "Oh, no, we don't think that she knew." I think she knew. Erika has proven this season that she is no wallflower. She is just as calculated as everyone else. She's not one of those precious housewives of Beverly Hills. She knew on some level. I think. That's just in my opinion. I don't know for a fact. I don't have proof. I have proof. But I believe she knew. But none of those ladies are brave enough to say it. Even though I have to give Garcelle credit this episode, because Garcelle was asking questions, she was challenging her. She was like, "Are you going to apologize to Sutton?" And she was like, "No." Garcelle also expressed that she felt regret in the conversation that happened, not conversation, the fight, the argument, the bullying that happened at Kathy's home. Even though some of you, and I agree with you, say, this is your home, Kathy. You should have taken control of that situation. No one stood up for Sutton in that moment, in that bullying moment. No one stood up for Sutton. But a lot of you commented, and I agree, and I'm glad they brought this up during the reunion because it would have been hypocritical if they didn't bring it up during the reunion, is how Dorit called Garcelle a bully, but no one ever said that Erika Jayne was a bully, especially in that moment. And Garcelle says that was her regret that she didn't take control of that situation, stand up in that situation. But she also says that at the time, what's her name's back was to her, so she didn't see everything. You also may recall a few weeks ago we reported that there was allegations out there that Sutton had hired security. She confirmed that information during the reunion. Not only did she confirm that, she also confirmed that Erika threatened not just her, but threatened her family. And Erika said she felt rightful in doing so because Sutton was coming for her family. Okay. You guys will have an opportunity to call in and share your thoughts and let me know if you felt like Sutton was coming for her family. Thank you so much, Kim, for the super sticker. Shimmy! You know what? Shimmying is helpful to me because I believe in shaking your energy. So thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you supporting the channel. I do want to say thank you also to Rita. Thank you so Rita for the super sticker and a little. Thank you. And I do want to say thank you so much, Crystal. Shimmy! Thank you so much for the super chat. Crystal says this. I agree with you, sweetheart. Erika knew. I'm convinced when is the victims gonna get their money? Erika acts like she is a victim. That's so true. I mean, we just reported that there is a possibility. There is better hope than when we started the season that the victims will get their money, be based off of a recent settlement where Girardi Keese is entitled to a portion and it will wipe out their debt, technically. But we also heard that the bankruptcy trustee is moving for the bankruptcy, the involuntary bankruptcy, to be dismissed for Tom Girardi and the law firm to handle those creditors on their own and not be protected by bankruptcy. Okay? Allie, thank you so much for the super chat. I just want to shimmy. All right. Thank you so much. You guys are hilarious. I can't. All right, we have almost 1,000 people, guys. Be sure to share this live because I want to hear what you guys have to say. And I also want you to hear what I thought from this Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion. I'm sure the Bravo executives are watching as well. Hi, Andy. You didn't do a good job. Despite what people want to say, Andy did an okay job. He asked the questions that you all sent in, but he didn't do the follow-up. It's obvious to me, very much like the other, the gays love Erika Jayne. The gays love them some Erika Jayne, and he's one of them. They love her fashion. But she brought nothing to the show. She has not been a gay icon, not in music and not on the show. I said it. Look, I said it. I said what I said. This is the last time we're going to talk about Beverly Hills, at least unless a news story break out, but when it comes to the show. Tatiana, thank you so much for the super chat. All this shimmying, y'all gonna give me a headache. Thank you for the super chat. Do you think that Andy goes softer on the White Housewives? If Erika was a black woman in Potomac, I feel like he would have followed up more. You know what the great thing about this is? We have the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion happening this week. So we get a great comparison. But if you compare it to how he handled Potomac last season, then... And we're going to talk about how Erika brought up the Real Housewives of Atlanta and Potomac. Interesting. Zoe, thank you so much for the super chat. We want Tom. Look, this is a quote. We want Tom to live. We want Erica and Tom to pay back the money. Please say it in Giselle's voice as we close the show. We want Tom to live. We want Erica and Tom to pay their bills. You know what, Zoe? You are a mess. Thank you, though. Shimmy. Come, Des F down. Lord. It's expensive to be She jinxed herself. Now pay that money back, girl. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much, Black Coffee, for the super chat. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Shout out to everyone that supports the channel. When you watch, you support the channel. Don't forget, every month. Oh wait, happy Diwali to my Indian folks. Happy Diwali today. Also, it is National Native American Heritage Month here in the United States. We are supporting First Nations organization for the month. So we're trying to raise $1,000. So if you can donate, please feel free to donate as well. Let me go back through some of the things I'm missing. I'm getting so caught up in all the things that are in my mind in regards to this reunion. There are certain things that I don't want to forget. Thank you so much, Ty Wilson, for the super chat. Is it because I'm wearing green today? Y'all throwing money at me? Yes, happy Diwali and National Native American Heritage Month. Okay, let me take a sip, y'all. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. And shout out to my moderators that keep this space an open and fun conversation in the chat. I appreciate you guys so much. We have over almost 1,100 people watching. Welcome. This is our final Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap for season 11. Part 4, as I said before, it didn't need 4 parts. This last part entirely was about Erika Jayne. But did we get all the questions answered? No, we did not. At one point, she calls out PK and Mauricio, and specifically Dorit and Kyle, because of the funny. It was funny. I don't care what anyone says. It was funny when PK and Mauricio was just getting so giddy from PK. It was a funny moment. But she felt hurt by it. And I get it. Those are supposed to be your fake friends on TV. You were hurt. Okay? And Kyle says, I can't control what Mauricio says. And then Erika says, I can't control what Tom did or did not do. She comes in, did not do later on. Did not do. She's so careful with protecting him. Because at the end of the day, her protecting Tom, in effect, is still protecting her. She admitted in this reunion that she has spoken to Tom since he's been into the senior citizens home, for lack of a better word. I don't know. Senior living facility. There we go. I just want to say thank you so much, Susie, for the super chat. Hold on. I'm going to give y'all some shimmies. Thank you, Delsenia. I want to... You want to twerk? That means I got to get up. Reclaiming my time. Michelle, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you all. All y'all getting our shimmies. When I put my standing desk back up, then I'll twerk on the fence for you guys. All right, but you're not going to see it because you only see the top of my desk. You just going to have to imagine. TikTok might be able to see it. Someone in my TikTok asked, is your pumpkin wearing a crown? Yes, it is. My pumpkin is wearing a crown. Yes, happy Diwali to everyone that celebrates. Okay. Oh, hold on. Someone said I skipped them. You skipped mine. I'm sorry, Rena. Hold on. Let me go back up. I told you I might miss them. You guys were showering me with. Oh, thank you, Rena. I got it. Thank you. I saw your comment. Andy never asked about Erika getting money directly from lottery client and Happy Diwali. Oh, remember that story? There's just so many questions though, and we don't know what was left on the cutting room floor. But you're right. There were a lot of questions. But even if he did ask the question, Erika would have had a response. A lot of you believe that Andy gave her the questions beforehand. It wouldn't surprise me. We learned that Lisa Rinna warned her about the dinner. Remember, we all speculated, oh, I bet Lisa prepared her before she went to this dinner with the other girls. Okay. I just want to say thank you, Joey, so much for the super chat. Still no accountability, and Rinna got on my last nerve. We're going to talk about Rinna. We're going to talk about Rinna in just a second. Thank you so much, Dana, for the super sticker. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you so much, Faith City. Erica's fake. Point blank, period. Let me just make, hold on, y'all. Hold on. There we go. Let me scroll. Oh, okay. The chat's moving fast tonight. Miss Nikki, thank you so much. Mrs. Nikki, let me get it right. The one thing I got from this episode is Erica's beyond repugnant. She showed her true colors. How she spoke to everyone was unbelievable. Agreed. Butterfly says deflection. But one of the things she says, I can't control what Tom did or did not do. Again, another way of protecting him. She also confirmed that she has been in communication with Tom. She says in that reunion alone, he called her 5 times. And speaking of Rinna was chiming in, and Rinna was like, oh, I do regret, first of all, she tried to make it seem like her calling out Kim's addiction. In this reunion, she said, I think it might have helped her. See, Kyle is not, if it was one of y'all, sister, y'all know y'all would have been like, really? You felt like you calling her out on the show helped her? Lisa Rinna was chiming in. She was rooting for Erica. We still don't know why. I know people speculate, oh, did she invest in Rinna Beauty? She has denied that. But there's something. There is something. Because now all of a sudden she feels bad about what she did to Yolanda Hadid. She feels bad for what she did to Kim Richards. She feels bad for what she did to Denise Richards just last season. All of a sudden, she feels bad. All right. Lillian, I just wanted to say how much I love you and your channel, Kempire. Rinna's ventriloquist dummy. Oh, ventriloquist. Words. A dummy wax face would scare small children in the dark. You're right. Thank you so much, Lillian, for the super chat. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. I am going to mispronounce this name, so I'm just going to read the comment. Kyle and Kathy not checking Rinna for that helping Kim comment was sad. Everyone had failed Kim Richards, including her sisters. Ugh. Ouch. I mean, that's not even my sister, and the fact that she tried to make it seem her saying what she said on the show as a way of helping Kim. No, you did not, Rinna. Somehow she is a true narcissist. Somehow she tries to spin her bad behavior as her being a good person. At the end of the reunion, Rinna says, I am a good friend. After you just admitted being a terrible friend to 3 people on the show? I have to say, I'm a good friend. No, you're not. You are a snake. Drop your snakes in the chat for Lisa Rinna. You are a snake, Lisa Rinna. I wouldn't turn my back on you. Doreen, thank you so much for the super chat. Can you please talk about Erica calling Sutton a see you next Tuesday? Love you, Campfire. And no one said anything. That's like one of the worst things you could say to someone. Like, I wouldn't even use that word. Thank you again, Doreen, for the super chat. Jack, thank you so much for the super. Oh, wait. Let me shimmy. Thank you, guys. This reunion was presented like a hot 6'5" Norwegian stud that only lasted 1 minute. Major disappointment. Damn, the way to describe that. But good point. Very good description. Hold on, let me just make sure. Everyone's dropping their snakes in the chat. Thank you guys. For Lisa Rinna. Lisa, I know you're watching this. They're dropping the snakes because you are a snake. You are a snake. And I feel like that's worse than being a liar because it's sort of the same thing. All right. Thank you so much, Dana, for the super chat. I was confused. Tom was unconscious 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12 hours, then came to and called her twice. Did I misunderstand? She's a liar. Here's the thing. She says it was actually 9 hours. She refused to talk about the snow incident with her son, which I thought was weird. That was another opportunity for Andy to be like, why can't you talk about that? There's no litigation ongoing in regards to that accident. But maybe her son told her, don't talk about it again. Because everyone's like, it snowed? Everyone in the chat is dropping snakes. I love you guys. Everyone's dropping snakes. This is for you, Lisa Rinna. I know you're watching. Hey, girl. You are the worst. You are the worst. All right. just for good old time's sake. The snakes keep coming. Allegedly 9 hours. Exactly. All right, guys, if you're just joining us, of course, we're talking about last night's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion for season 11, part 4. Part 4. Okay. Okay. I just want to cover certain areas before I drop. We have over 1,300 people watching, guys. If you enjoy content like this, be sure to follow, subscribe to the channel, like this video if you haven't liked it already. If you're watching the replay, I want to know your thoughts. Favorite moment, least favorite moment. Do you believe it needed to be a 4-part reunion? I think we can all say, no, it did not. No, it did not. TJ says, Tom is a high-powered attorney with a flip phone. I believe that, honestly, because despite money and power, I can believe that. It actually is in his best interest to have a flip phone. Wink, wink. Just saying. It's not as, and I might be wrong. No, I'm pretty sure I'm accurate on this. It's not as trackable. It's still trackable, but it's not as trackable as the newer phones. Okay. Thank you so much, Candace, for the super chat. They didn't highlight the bully comparison at all. The girls were on code for Erica, except for Garcelle and Sutton. Zero respect for them. I agree. And we're gonna get to some of those comments. I was proud of Garcelle because she was really defending her friend Sutton in that moment. Sutton, we try to prepare you. We had a whole live trying to prepare you for this reunion. And look, maybe things were edited out. I still had some really great moments with Sutton in this reunion. I like how she used that moment of her regrets of the season. She made it nothing about Erica. It was about her conversation with Crystal. Crystal, here's the thing. I know you want to be part of the cool girls crowd, but Erica's not cool. None of these ladies are cool. If anything, you're cooler than them because your money's real and legitimate. Sidebar, I heard how much Sutton makes a month in alimony. Good for you, Sutton. What's it, like $300,000 a month? I told you Sutton has money, and it's not just from her husband. Exactly. Thank you so much, Brittany. I was pretty sure. I just couldn't confirm in my brain right now. Flip phones offer limitations that someone in Tom's position can benefit from. As I said to you before, not that I don't work for a law firm. They do things to protect themselves. Okay? Crystal still hasn't caught on. Look, she's new to it. I do like Crystal. I do want to see Crystal come back, but this whole pick me attitude, wanting to be friends with Erica. Okay, girl. Yep, over $300,000 a month. But good for Sutton. I like Sutton. Sutton really came into her own this season. I wish we could have gotten more from Sutton in this reunion, but I'm glad Garcelle was there. Garcelle really showed up in part 4. And there was more between Sutton and Erica. We saw that never before seen that was on Watch What Happens Live between Erica and Garcelle. Garcelle was asking the questions, and she was saying, this is why we don't come to you, Erica. We don't come to you asking the questions because you blow up. You keep saying, come to me, but every time we come to you, you blow up. Hold on. I am missing super chats. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I missed the super chat, and I want to go. Oh, I almost missed it. Thank you so much, Ryan. Thank you for the super sticker. Shimmy. I appreciate you supporting the channel and also being a member. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to teamcampire.com. Join our Texan community as well, guys. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for the super chat. Cheryl says, not Tom having a burner phone. Tom still has a burner phone. Do I think that Tom has dementia? Yes. Do I think that Tom has a lot of clarity moments and it's still pulling strings behind the scenes? Yes. And back to what I was saying, because I have so many thoughts, y'all. So if I'm jumping around, I apologize. Why I believe Erica knows, why I believe the women are scared of Erica, they're not necessarily scared of Erica, they're scared of Tom Girardi. He may not have money, according to the books. He still has the power, he still has the influence. Gavin Newsom went on Watch What Happens Live and said that Tom Girardi donated to his campaign. He's not the only one. There are stories of Tom Girardi at parties. There's a judge across the way that he points to the judge. The judge comes scurrying over. The judge that he presides over cases came scurrying over to short Tom Girardi. That power doesn't just dissipate because the money disappears. Because they know the money hasn't truly disappeared. Good point, Leslie. No, it is Erica now with the power. She when I say that I believe that Erica knew, I don't think she knew the every single detail, but she knew something. You're not telling me, oh, sidebar. You saw that when Kyle was asked, whether she had heard the rumors, and then she bounced it to Andy, and Andy was like, well, we did hear, and Erica encouraged them to talk about it. Erica, you're not slick. You think you're smarter than all of us, but you're not slick. And when you say, oh, there's no big master plan, blah, blah, blah. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. There was a big master plan. You may have not been a part of that construction, but you were definitely a puzzle piece. Thank you so much, Maria, for the super chat. I appreciate you. If I missed the shimmy, I apologize, y'all. I appreciate everyone supporting the channel. Shout out to you guys, and shout out to everyone that's viewing on multiple platforms. We are live on TikTok. We are also live on Facebook, The Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We're live on Twitch and Twitter, The Kempire. Follow me there. Let me take a sip from my coldest water bottle. As you can see backstage, we are celebrating fall. We are definitely celebrating fall. If you like your own coldest water bottle, links are available in the description of this video. Discount code is KEMP10. Multiple sizes, multiple colors, and all kinds of colors are coming out. So be sure to check that out. It's also a great gift. The holidays are right around the corner, so get you one. All right. So according to Erica, she found out about this Tom stuff after Andy and Kyle. She found out after Andy and Kyle. The wife never knows. Erica Jane wasn't a normal wife. Okay? She wasn't a normal wife. When Andy asked her again, because remember, he asked her about how she was able to pay for her attorneys and things like that. She said, oh, I can't talk about that. This episode, she says, well, you said how much I make. I'm living off of that. $600,000, according to the New York Times, is not paying for your assistant, the glam squad, or $10,000 a month rent, or even your lease. And that's $600,000 before the tax. That's before taxes are taken out. Thank you so much, Charlene, for the super chat. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you, Casey's sister, for the super chat. What do you think Bravo knows about the possible legal issues in the closet when they hire these women? Everything after Teresa seems odd. I don't know what Bravo knows. I don't know if they do an actual background check on that level. They have casting companies. I don't know what the casting company's process is. I don't know if they do actual criminal background checks, but even if you did a criminal background check, you wouldn't have found anything on Tom Girardi. You wouldn't have. What you need to do is have people that are in the inner circles and just kind of like, what do you know about them? Because people were talking way before Erica was on the show. People were talking about Tom Girardi way before then. Okay. One of the other things that Andy brings up is the $20 million. She denies that the $20 million was put into EJ Global. She says that information was sent out to her, from her attorneys, that was not true. But nobody reports on that because that's just you denying it. According to the bankruptcy trustees, they had proof that had happened. So why would we report that you denied it? Do you have proof that did not happen? And then the $14 million, she says, well, that's over a period of 12 years. That's like $2 million a year. No, it's not. 14 million divided by 2. That's 7 years. I know you're not that smart, but The math's not mathing. And either way, that's still a lot of money. And she's like, oh, well, in comparison to, the lifestyle. Lord. Hold on. Let me just thank you so much, guys, for the super chats. I appreciate you all supporting the channel. We have over 1,400 people watching. This is the final part of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 11, part 4 reunion. Okay. Joanna says, reunion part 1, Erica can't leave because where's she going? Bravo checks go to Tom. Reunion part 4, how are you paying your bills? You just said how much I make. Exactly, Joanna. Thank you so much. Casey Sister, thank you so much for the super chat. Do you think they hear the chatter? I think so. Look, these people gossip, especially lawyers. Shout out to all the lawyers. Shout out to all the law firms. They love some gossip. I told you guys I worked for a law firm for 15 years. They were probably some of the most gossipy people I've ever met. They have gossip blogs. Y'all know, if y'all an attorney, you know that there are gossip blogs where look, I used to be in the gossip blogs because I was on the internet. They were like, this person on at this particular law firm is blah, 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 blah. The lawyers gossip. They're probably watching right now and they're probably all like this. We do. Josh says, I suspect Kempire is a Pisces. Nope. I am a Taurus. There is no Pisces. I do have a Cancer rising, so maybe that's the water that you're seeing in me. I am not a Pisces, but Pisces love me. Thank you, Danielle, for the super chat. I'm thinking that if they are connected to the inner circles, that they're asking and hoping it would come up on the show. True. All right. Shirley, thank you so much for the super chat. It was really cringe watching Erica try to redefine the term liar. Ma'am, you lied. Own it. Such a good point. Throughout this, even Sutton was like, well, you lied. You omitted information. You lied. Erica Jane, and that's why I made the thumbnail what I made it, a liar, because she denied. And she said the worst thing you could call someone is a liar. And I agree, but you lied. Omission of information is lying. Even if you're trying to protect someone. And why are you trying to protect this man that, not allegedly at this point, and now when it comes to Joey Ruigomez, that's not a lie. That he's won in court that your husband stole money from him. There is a judgment of $11 million. Thank you Shirley so much for the super chat. Hold on, let me just. All right, guys, I apologize. I'm trying to get to all the super chats before, because there's so many people talking in the chat. I don't want to lose them. I do want to say thank you guys because I do appreciate you supporting the channel. Ken's World says, I think an element of this people aren't considering is that we don't know how much of the money they spent was actually earned or not. Good point. Good point. Dr. Payne Nestor, thank you so much for the, hey, doctor. Yay, I'm a Taurus too. Love your show. It makes my hard days a little easier. Oh, wow. I love that. Thank you so much, doctor. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Ariana, thank you so much as well. Can't watch another season of Erica. It's giving her a platform to show off her Beverly Hills lifestyle and being praised by the others. It's wrong to watch. All right. Guys, we have over 1,400 people watching. So because we have that many, let's get to 700 likes. I will drop the call-in link because I want to hear what you guys have to say. I still have some more notes that I want to go through, but I know you all want an opportunity to call in. Jordan, I am May 11th. I am May 11th. And 11/11, November 11th is our half birthday. November 10th is your half birthday. I'm going to celebrate. I wasn't even able to celebrate my birthday. Oh, slow down the chat. Let me slow down chat, y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me go backstage. Hold on. If you're just joining us, guys, let's get to 700 likes. I'm going to drop the call-in link. We are almost at 50,000 subscribers. If you're not subscribed, I know of the 1,400 people that are watching right now are probably not subscribed. Subscribe. You're getting daily and consistent content here on the channel. Let me just slow down this chat because we have a lot of people in here and I'm not able to keep up with all the super chats. And I do want to see what everyone is saying. Just give me 1 second. All right, let's slow mode. And there we go. All right, we're in slow mode. All right, guys. I appreciate it. Shout out to my mods. Shout out to our Team Kempire. And oh my God, Allie, you are May 10th too? Thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, let me just make sure. See. Oh, shout out to our friends that are watching on Twitch and Twitter. Why the F is no one here? Love you. You're my Kempire, you're my fave. That's because people don't realize I'm also live on Twitch. So if you are a Twitch user, follow me there. I'm going to start creating separate content, especially for Twitch. So follow me there at the Kempire on Twitch. Thank you so much, Ariana, again, for the super chat. All right, let me go back down. Oh, Lord. Okay. All right, we slowed it. Everything should be in the slow mode. All right. I think it should be working. May 4th is in the building. All right, y'all. All right. So back to this. So the only emotional moment that we get from Erika Jayne in this reunion was Erika Jayne when she was asked about her conversations with Tom. She says the only emotional response she had was, why would you leave me with these $1 million lawsuits? Everyone thought for a moment that she was upset that he left her. No, she is upset about these lawsuits. And I get it. No one wants to be sued. No one wants to be sued multiple times from multiple places, especially after living this lavish lifestyle for a very long time. And now it's sort of turned on her. Okay. But that was when she got emotional. A lot of people thought maybe she got emotional talking about the victims. Nope. They did talk about the mascara, and she was like, oh, she tried to make it lighthearted. And, oh, my makeup artist that day. I'm so glad you're able to still have makeup artists and live your life while the victims of your husband, estranged husband, if you want to say that, but he called you 5 times and you've been in communication with him. She says he's incompetent. She has leaned in this season in protecting Tom at every turn. She says that the only kid that's involved in his life is her own kid. She doesn't have any communication with his children. They're not taking care of him. Tom Girardi's kids, if you want to do an interview, and I've leaned away from doing interviews. It's not because I don't want to. I'm just like, I have to really want to. So if you are Tom Girardi's kid, I understand you might not be able to speak right now because of the legal situations, but if you want to at least send a statement, send a telegram addressing your relationship with Erika Jayne and what she had to say about your family, send it. Send it via a Finster or something. Let me know. Thank you so much, Angela, for the super sticker. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Jake Cantor, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm May 12th. Bulls in the house. Yes. I love the fact I have so many Tauruses that follow me. All right. New sub in San Diego. Thank you so much. Welcome. Esther says he had millions in cash. We don't know what Erika has. And that's why I don't believe this whole, oh, she doesn't have any. No, Erika, in your closet alone, there's millions. According to that new recent report from the trustee in the bankruptcy, they said there was $12 million at least in jewelry. Jewelry. Whose jewelry? Erika Jayne Girardi. That's $12 million in jewelry alone. Okay? All right. Mods, can you let me know how many likes we have? Okay. Yaya says she's full of bologna. All right. Exactly. It's true. It's true. And Andy's part of that. Andy's a part of that. All right, let me get through some of the details that I wanted to get through because I do want to hear what you guys have to say. Lisa Rinna, you're full of ish. You're full of it and ish. Drop your snakes in the chat again. If you're watching the replay of this, drop your snakes in the comments. I will know. I know you're not calling me a snake. You're calling Lisa Rinna a snake. Lisa Rinna, you're full of it. Okay. I did a video on this earlier today. But I do want to bring it up now because I know all of you are going to call in and share your thoughts. I'm coming for you. Those were the infamous words that Erika Jayne said to Sutton at Kathy Hilton's home. I'm coming for you. That came up during the reunion. She said that it was slang. She said if it was said in Potomac, if it was said in Atlanta, it wouldn't be anything. And then she added at the end, New York. I would have believed if she said New Jersey. More so. But the first two she mentioned were black cities, the black housewives. It would just be a conversation. No, Erica, it's the way that you said it in Sutton's face. If Nene said it, Nene wouldn't have been like, Nene would be like, I'm coming for you. No, you were like, I'm coming for you. It was the way you said it. And some of the things that we didn't see. Because remember, according to Sutton, she whispered something under her breath that she said she would never mention. I thought we were going to hear it during the reunion. I'm not sure if she just said, "Oh, I'm coming for you and your family." But I cringed. When we watched it together, I had to pause it and replay it again. Now the says she said it with hate. Nene don't start none, won't be none. Exactly says, we see you. And it's always the ones that you think they're the allies are the ones that show them true selves. Remember Heather from the Real Housewives of New York this season? We thought she was being an ally, and we were like, uh-oh. When she kept on talking, I was like, if you want a larger conversation on that, I posted a video earlier today, so be sure to check that out. I just want to see any areas that they brought up. Shout out to Camille Grammer. A lot of them are so triggered by Camille Grammer. Bravo, if you do not bring Camille back as a friend of, I know they already started filming this year, but if you don't bring Camille back, you have failed yourselves. Because Camille is a great friend of. I don't know necessarily need her as a housewife unless there's something going on and she wants to share that story because she is a housewife. Camille needs to come back. We need Camille Grammer to come back. LVP was also brought up in this. All of those ladies help hate LVP. They all were like, "Oh, she ran away." I should. Erica's like, "At least I showed up. At least I showed up. At least I showed up." Okay, Erica, you showed up and you lied. So what's the point? I mean, I still don't like the way that LVP left the show as an OG. I don't like how she left the show. But how iconic is she that she's still coming up? We talked about we did a story earlier today about LVP. LVP, we're looking at you. I know you posted a Twitter response. Guys, check out that video. All right. Delsenia, thank you so much. We are at 660. I said I am not dropping this call link till we're at least 700 likes. So if you haven't liked the video already, it's a free and easy way of supporting the channel. So be sure to like the video if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel because you're getting daily and consistent content here on the channel. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, Vibe. Let me shimmy because I forgot to shimmy the last couple of ones. High Vibe says, Erica has powerful, crooked attorney husband who's connected. That statement means you will be dealt with, period. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Shimmy, babe, shimmy. Everyone's dropping the snakes. All right. Marcus says, so are we going to pretend that Nene at times or Kenya at times haven't bullied their castmates in varied forms? And Giselle and Robin, while I love them, have their own unified way of double teaming. No one's saying that they haven't done bullying. What we're saying is that it was interesting that she chose the Black Housewives specifically to name first. That's what we're calling out. Why are you bringing up of those particular women in at all? Because she's a fake ally. All right. Hold on. They got rid of Camille because she exposed Dorit for being broke. If you look at Erica around the table when Camille exposed Dorit, Erica's head was down, knowing that she knew she was broke as well. See, that's why sometimes it's kind of good to kind of go back and watch some of these seasons because things stick out to you. You're like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Ariana says, yep, she exposed herself. And Chef says, as if the white franchises haven't. Just saying, it was such a cringeworthy moment. Those that were watching with me on TikTok last night, we paused it. Look, we paused it. And we were like, run that back? All right, I think I've spoken enough. I'm going to drop the call in link because I do want to hear what you guys think about how Andy hosted. Do you think that it deserved to be a 4-part reunion? Your reaction to Erica and her responses to various questions. Did she mention it all? No. And your response to the reunion and the season overall. I'm going to give everyone a time limit of 2 minutes because I know so many of you are watching and want to call in and share your thoughts. And I'd like to be fair. Backstage of StreamYard will only allow a certain amount of people. So once you share your thoughts, please hang up so more people can call in. Thank you so much, Carolina, for the super chat. Shimmy. Erica said Tom called her 5 times during the reunion. Why would he do that? To coach her on what to say? He doesn't have dementia. My father had dementia and he wasn't able to figure out any phone. Honestly, and in the other aspect of this, depending on how far along are you, does he have moments where there are moments of clarity? I'm sure. St. J, thank you so much for the super chat. Bullying happens across Housewives, but Garcelle isn't the bully of that cast. Amen. Amen. Thank you again for everyone for the super chats. All right, let's drop this call-in link. Hold on, y'all, because my throat is already. As you know, I've been dealing with a lot of talking, so I might have to be on vocal rest. And I didn't put my tea here, so what I'm going to do is drop the call-in link and grab my tea. All right, grab my tea so I can get the tea. All right, guys. If you're just joining us, guys, don't forget to join our Texan community. It's at textempire.com. Join our channel at teamkempire.com. Become a member there. And all right, the backstage is filling up. All right. We are going to take callers in just a second. Hold on, y'all. Let me just grab my tea. Look, and y'all can vibe out to this for a second. I'm back. Just a little music. Just a little music. All right, y'all. I had to get some tea. Backstage is full. Backstage, when you call in, when I pull you up, please let me know who you are, where you're watching from, and you have a 2-minute limit. Okay, let me open my timer. All right. All right. Again, thank you to everyone. What kind of tea? I have peppermint tea here, and let me put a lozenge in. I've been talking a lot today. All right. Maria says he's old and probably not sleeping. I'd look just like him if I wasn't sleeping. Damn. She also talked about that during the reunion on how she felt bad for him, and that's when she reached out. I don't believe a word Erica says. And Erica, I know you're watching this. I'm honored. Really not. All right, guys. All right, let's take some callers. Rasani's backstage. Rasani, what's going on?
Hi, Kemper. This is Rasani. I'm calling from Miramar, Florida, and I'm a Kemperholic.
What are your thoughts on this reunion?
Okay. Do you remember in the beginning when I said I think that Tom and Erica planned it and Tom knew stuff was coming down, said, girl, go get the divorce, that stuff's coming down, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to go back a little bit into the reunion, what you just said, when she's like, oh, I caught, why would you leave me? I thought you were the one that left him, Erica. I didn't know Tom left you.
But remember, she finished by that sentence off by saying, "Why would you leave me with all of this $1 million legal stuff?"
No, I understand, but my point is, you left him. Remember that.
Okay, good point.
You were the one that filed for divorce. Election day. You dropped him off at work. All that good stuff.
Good point.
I'm just curious. Then I was confused. I mean, everything that comes out of Erica's mouth is confusing. And as to what Sutton says, omission is a lie. So if you're not going to tell the whole story, then don't say anything at all. With the cliff, we're back to the cliff again. When did the cliff happen? Like 3 years prior, he broke his ankle. That was 3 years ago, right? Or something like that.
Oh my God. I think it was longer than that.
Okay.
With the pandemic, we lost a year. So
let's give it 3 years. Mm-hmm. Let's put it at 3. Mm. So between when it happened 3 years ago and the day of the reunion, that's when you did your calculation to see that it was 9 hours and not really 12 hours? Wait, what happened to the part where you thought that he was with his mistress? Oh, wait, what happened to the other part that you then dropped in saying that you called your son to help look for him? Because for me personally, if I thought that my man was with his mistress, I am not going to call my child to help look for this man. I will be calling my sisters, my cousins, my girlfriends. That's who I would be calling. Because she did say that at that Fox 4 or 5, whatever dinner that they had, like, oh yes, I called my son to help look for, and Kyle had this dumbfounded look like, wait, what? Go back and watch that episode. You know Kyle's face. Also, just to back up a bit for the last episode 3, I think it was the episode 3 reunion when she's like, oh, she didn't get a heads up about the LA Times article. Yeah. Did you see how the camera panned over to Garcelle's face like, girl, okay, that's what we're doing?
But I also believe the writers came out and confirmed that they did reach out to her. But I reported on that weeks ago when they did an interview on a podcast where they confirmed that they reached out to her team and they also reached out to people close to her.
But realistically, for us regular folks, whenever we read an article about anything, at the end, it always said, page 6, the New York Times, this, that. We reached out to Kempire, Rasani for comments, nothing. Yep. So you knew that something was coming out. So Erica, please stop it. Stop the lie. When Crystal asked you that question, why haven't we seen you? You have more anger towards Sutton than you do towards Tom. That's put you in this situation.
Yep.
Also, go, oh, just come to me, ask me the questions. Okay, we're all here now. You're saying this now. I'm asking you, and you want to chew my head off. These are just basic questions. What did you know? Erica, I don't think you knew everything, but you knew something.
Rasani, we appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts and your facts. We love it that you keep a diary on this.
No, I just watch and I'm like, 1 and 1 does not equal 2. I mean, I'm not a very good mathematician, but I can at least do basic arithmetic. 1 + 1 always equals 2. Erica, please. Oh, overall, Andy and your BS with the 4-part reunion, and it's just going to be so awesome. Not one of them. Part 1, part 3, part 4. It was all ridiculous and a waste of time. And I also heard that they're giving her a pay raise. Yes, you don't deserve a pay. She doesn't deserve a pay raise because she's going to come back to the show anyway because she supposedly needs the money. And when I listened to the bits of Bethany's podcast about Bravo and their negotiations, like, oh, you want $1 more? Okay, no, we don't need you. And then the wives come groveling back. When they wanted her to come back, she said, this is my figure. If you can't meet it, that's it. No. Erica, they didn't need to negotiate with Erica. She needed to come back for the money. But that's all I have to say right now. I know you have people. Bye. Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye. Jane, thank you so much for the super chat. Or Janie, I like when Andy said to EJ, you're a piece of work. I liked it when I originally saw it, but then when I rewatched it, I was just like, you're not taking this serious. He obviously has a friendship with these housewives. And look, everyone can do whatever they want when you are the boss of your situation. I don't believe that he should be friends with any of these housewives because it makes it hard for him to host a reunion. My thing is, don't host reunions anymore if you want to be friends with these housewives because it doesn't make you objective. She is a piece of work. She is a cartoon character. there's a lot that I feel that Erica Jane is not saying and showing us, but we've seen glimpses, we've seen cracks in the shell that is Erica Jane. Is she the Ice Princess? No, she leans into being the Ice Princess to make you all be afraid of her. Hmm. Thank you again so much for the super chat, Janie. Heck yes, she knew. Tom bragged to both wife number one and wife number two, and wife number two testified against him to the legal board, and it never went anywhere. The bar has some explaining to do as well, but no one's going to sue the bar because that would be like suing themselves, the people that provide the licenses to the person that you're suing. Okay. Rosie, thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Oh, wait, I forgot to shimmy for you guys. All right, let's get back to these callers, guys. Again, all right. Again, when you call in, just let me know who you are and where you're calling from. Kels, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on? Kels, you're muted. Kels, I don't want to drop you. You're muted. Sorry, Kels. Got to move on. Allie, you're up next.
What's going on, Allie? How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm getting better finally. Obviously I'm Allie, and I'm from Lake Michigan, Wisconsin, and happy Taurus. But no, Rosani actually said pretty much everything I was thinking. The only thing that I was so frustrated with was Erica's attitude with Kyle and Dorit and Crystal versus her attitude with Sutton and Garcelle. And what I mean by that is Sutton, and I've said this before, Sutton came in, Sutton said, here's my questions. Sutton said, I will ask it to her face. She asked everything to her face. To me, that is a friend. To me, that is somebody who I can trust. I know they're not going to go behind my back and gossip.
No.
However, then you have these other women who are sitting there at the meeting going, oh, yeah. And even Crystal goes, well, if she did do it, F her, and they did pull that up during last night. And then you have Kyle and Dorit and their husbands laughing at her. And granted, it was hilarious, and I laughed too. I'm not going to lie. I laughed too.
Me too.
Yeah. But you have these people laughing at her and making fun of her. And yet she still comes back at Sutton and says, you're not a good friend. And I was so happy that Garcelle finally said, I should have spoke up at that moment. I didn't. I should have. It was a bully moment. It wasn't okay. And right after Erica snapped at Crystal, and then Andy asked Crystal a question, Crystal was like, no, I'm good. I have nothing to say. You could tell Crystal was uncomfortable. You could tell she just got snapped at. She just saw what Sutton went through. Like, literally, she just experienced it. And it looked like she wanted to run.
Yeah.
It really did. It looked like she was
defeated. By the end of that reunion, remember, this is like a 12+ hour day. I think by the end of it,
right?
They were like, yeah, she answered everything. Can we go?
Exactly. And but that whole situation where, I've been I think everyone's been in that shoe where you are so gung-ho that you're right and somebody else is wrong, that you don't see the logic. But when there are 8 other people sitting there looking at you and saying, Erica, you're not seeing the logic here. And she's like, F you. It's just like, I don't want her back. Like, why would anybody want her back?
Yeah, I think a lot
Why
of people.
Why would anyone want to deal with that? you know.
Allie,
So
I appreciate you calling in, but I have a long backstage line.
nope, that's all I had to say. That's all I had to say.
Thank you so
So
much for
have a good
calling
night.
in. Bye. All right, Kels, I'm gonna try you again. Kels, are you there? Kels. I think something went wrong. It's all right. Black Coffee, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss Brooks says yes, bow gracefully. She doesn't know anything about being graceful. Giselle, backstage, I'm gonna bring you up. What's going on, Giselle? Giselle's long lost fashions. Hello. All right, gonna take you down. All right, Adam, what's going on?
Hi.
Hey, what's going on?
Uh, I'm good. I'm good. In England, we've gone back at hours, so we're only 4 hours ahead now, so I can watch your videos easier.
Oh, wonderful.
Um, so I watched your TikTok live yesterday. I watched it pretty late, but it was quite entertaining. It was funny. I mean, my biggest bone with this is just that I can't be fooled. This is just child's play
Mm.
at this rate, and the way that the other cast members just go mute, and it's just Garcelle and Sutton
Yeah.
really voicing things. Kyle, fence lover. Lisa Renner, she's got the same manager, so that's that. Dorit, because she's been involved in public lawsuits, she's not going to comment. And I I just also am very disappointed because you know how I was saying to you in your previous lives about this, how they cut out footage of the Sutton arguments and stuff.
Yeah.
They cut out the argument between Garcelle and Erica.
Yeah.
Like I what's it? I was following what's his name, Anthony Dominic, the former TMZ guy, and he posted it and he was like, why did they cut that out? And I just remember hearing on Andy's radio show, it was like, oh, Dorit gets into it with Garcelle, but Garcelle gets into it with Renner, and he mentioned the Erica thing, and he said everyone has their say with Erica. That was a selling point. If anything, Garcelle said more than after Sutton. Garcelle clearly said the second most because Lisa Renner coming to Erica's savior in this episode was like, oh well, she could have had a different makeup artist. You have different ones all the time. I'm sorry, Camille is a straight reader, and not only she shouldn't just be made a friend. She should be made a main housewife. She has the affluence, she has the wealth, she has everything. All these women are just jealous. They're not envious because they're bitter. They're jealous, like, and the thing that I don't understand is just this hatred for Camille and Lisa Vanderpump. You keep mentioning them cryptically, and if you don't like them, then why are you? They mention them cryptically in the show, on their Twitter, their Instagram posts, and I don't know. I just I don't know. Like, Bravo have offered Camille to be a friend again in the past, but she's denied it because of what happened with her at the season 9 reunion, because Bravo used her for that reunion.
Yeah.
Because Lisa Vanderpump didn't show up. She was the target. But the thing is, they I don't know. I just feel that this episode and the first episode out of all of them were probably the best. 2 and 3 were like a Dallas reunion. It wasn't worth my time. And I don't know. Like, there was one of your comments earlier in the video about, like, does Bravo, get involved with these housewives because after Teresa everything is a bit odd or something or weird. And I just thought that was an amazing point, because the Teresa Giudice thing was kind of like, okay, that was monumental, but like this, I don't know, like it, but yeah, this episode and the first one was that all we needed to see, because he didn't do his job, and he makes it that he wants to do his job. If he did his job, then he should have had the attitude to go deep on Erica. And you mentioned about the Potomac reunion being a comparison this upcoming Sunday or Monday for me, but as you said, just look at last year. That wasn't the same Andy that we had here.
Yeah.
And the thing that I also want to point out is that he was able to get the cutting floor of Garcelle having it with Erica. He never put on his show his cutting floor videography of him going at Candace as he said he did. I'm just saying this guy talks the talk.
Adam.
He talks the talk. He doesn't walk the walk. And he and there's all these rumors of his show doing bad. I mean,
those aren't rumors. Those are numbers. Those are actual ratings.
Well, you never know with him because he seems to be some lucky guy that automatically gets a yes by the network. So, I mean, if he wanted to get numbers up, be fair and be authentic. Show the Candace videography if you're going to show the Garcelle one.
We shall see, Adam. I appreciate you calling in.
All right. I can't. I'm glad that this is over, but we had only 2 good episodes and 2 Dallas reunion episodes.
In between.
but I hope next year that these girls actually do something with Erica.
We shall see. They're filming right now, but as I said, Adam, we got a long line.
Yeah.
We so much for calling in. Bye. All right, B, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. You guys, I tell y'all have 2 minutes. Y'all have 2 minutes. All right, I'm trying to get to everyone. All right, B, what's going on?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, wow. What are your thoughts on this?
So one thing I just remembered was in Andy's book, Not All Diamonds and Rosé, we kind of hear from producers confirmation that the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills move a little bit differently. They are very calculated behind the scenes, right? With that whole Munchausen situation, right? There was a whole takedown plan behind the scenes that went on to kind of put all of Yolanda's business out in public. So I feel like that's why these women don't come for Erica to her face, because they're not used to that, right? This is Beverly Hills. They're all about perception. They're all about the look of it. It's not authentic. It's not genuine. So if it was like someone plotting behind Erica's back, they would all probably be in head first. But because this is center stage, right? It's them versus Erica having it one-on-one kind of duel. They're not going to do that. They're very calculated, very behind the scenes. So that was something that I thought of the other day too. But I don't know, this seems like an unpopular opinion. I actually did feel like Erica was the most genuine in that moment where she kind of cried and slipped up, because it felt like she was hesitant because she knew she shouldn't say something. But I do think that Tom calls her every day. I do think she talks to him. I think she answers. I do think that she did ask him, like, why would you leave me in this situation? I do think there were things that she knew, but I don't think she knew how bad it was. I think there's a lot that was hidden from her. But I did almost tear up, because that felt like the most genuine moment she's had with us all season. Another thing I will say is I think Crystal needs to bring it, because we're hearing rumors that they're going to bring on someone else to step in as an added housewife, and I know whoever that person is going to take that opportunity and be willing to put whatever they have to put out there to get a permanent diamond. But yeah, it's mainly it. I think that this season made everyone look bad, even Andy. I feel like people weren't holding Erica accountable, like following up on those questions and pointing out the moments where we caught her in a lie. She kind of admitted it, but would not take the title of liar. Like, she was defending all liars, it felt like. And I really wish that Andy would have almost consulted with like Emily D. Baker or someone of that stature to kind of get his questions in order, because she was going to come out swinging, right? She was going to say whatever she needed to come off again as that victim. And they let her have it, right? No one held her accountable. And I feel like even Garcelle and Sutton could have done more to make that point. I feel like once the group kind of didn't stand up with them, they kind of retreated back too. But it would have been nice if someone would have pointed out, well, please explain these two situations, these two stories you told, and see how they contradict, and explain them to us. Because you can't, with all she's shared, you can't say she hasn't lied. Her stories themselves contradict each other, so it's not anything anyone else is making up. It's not on the media's fault. It's not on our fault. It's on her fault. If she really wanted to, keep her hands clean, she wouldn't have appeared on this season. But I am interested. I don't know what the next few seasons for her are going to look like, because it seems like while these lawsuits are going to keep coming, and that's going to be her storyline, she's not going to be honest about it. She's not going to share any new details. So I don't really know what the future of the show looks like for her. But yeah, it should be interesting. I'll be watching either way.
B, thank you so much for calling in.
Take care.
You too. All right. I just want to say thank you to Mama Allie for the super chat. Oh my God, that's what I forgot. Erica's comment about everyone in Beverly Hills is so precious. Such a Southern comment. My mom says that with that disdain. Elon, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I just can't. I won't be force-fed another season of Faux Force 5 by Snake. All right. Let's get to some more callers. Rasani, thank you so much for the super chat. I forgot to ask the Bethany clause in the contracts. Do you think that the agency falls into that? Maybe. We shall see. I don't know. They all have their own specifics and their own negotiations. Who knows? And the agency, I believe, I think he formed it after he was on the show, but he's not a housewife. He's not a housewife. All right, Casey, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Casey? Casey, you're muted. There we go.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, first-time caller and new to your channel. I love your stuff. I'm like addicted. But I'm from LA, so I just wanted to say it doesn't snow here. So whatever she said, it does not snow in Pasadena either. So that's, I think, where she's from, or like where the house is. But yeah, like the show or the reunion really just pissed me off the whole time. I can sincerely say that I really wanted to just like, we need like a housewife that really can just come and say what's needed. We need like a Bethany. We need like a Kenya or someone to really just call out Erica. Because sadly, Sutton did it and so did Garcelle, but they kind of still tiptoe around her. And I know you mentioned that it's mainly because like a lot of them are like scared about the influence that, that Erica can potentially still have, or that Tom has. But I just feel like there's still a way to like do it in a polite sort of way, not be super like how she is. Like if Garcelle was acting like Erica was, I'm 100% sure that like the labels that would be on Garcelle, like that's what I think a lot of people are like kind of concentrating on, is like the double standard that's happening between like how people call like, or Dorit was calling Garcelle a bully, and then now like Erica is clearly like the bully on the show. So I definitely just feel like there just needs to be a new housewife or someone. We need to get rid of Rinna. We got to get rid of Dorit. We got to just get a new cast, in my own opinion. I just feel like I love, like Beverly Hills has always been my favorite franchise because I'm from LA. So I feel the most, connected to that. But over time, I just saw the like content has just kind of diminished. And I don't feel like the women on this new cast, like I love Garcelle and Sutton, but I still feel at the same time that like we need some more oomph,
Because even with all that being said, the only storyline they had this season was Erica's legal troubles, but they've been dwindling the last couple of seasons with focusing on crazy stories like a dog. So Beverly Hills just got interesting this season. So that's just my thought. But I appreciate you, Casey, calling in.
Yeah. Yeah, no, thank you so much. I honestly love your show, and I'm like every minute you're posting now, I'm like, I have my notification bell. I have to get the tea. So yeah, like I just hope that, for the future, like I honestly don't even want to watch the show at this point anymore. And I think that's the problem that I'm seeing also with other people who follow Beverly Hills and all the other franchises is that we're just losing interest at this point. Like it's becoming too repetitive. So
We
yeah.
shall see, Casey. As I said before, thank you so much for calling in and supporting the channel.
Thank you. Have a nice one.
You too. All right, guys. We have a long line backstage, so I want to get to them. Let me just drop the link. Some of you are asking for it. Let me restart the clock. All right, Donna Bell, I'm going to bring you up.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Wonderful. Cleveland in the house. Cleveland.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to be quick because I know people want to go on. There are several things I want to say. One, Tom does not have dementia. Him and Erica has that money on Jeffrey Epstein's island somewhere. They'll get back together, but that's just me. I don't know how politically incorrect that was. Number two, Garcelle has too much grace to argue with an idiot. I've raised my son to fear no man and fear no evil, if you believe in a higher power. So I don't think Garcelle, she has too much class to even deal with the hostility Erica puts off to her and Sutton, even in asking her a question. I just love her poison grace. And I think that's why Kathy stays quiet, because she's probably looking like, you look like an idiot with all this defensiveness about it. If I'm not mistaken, Dorito was the one that says, oh, yeah, I'll say it to her face when having questions. When they met up for the talk about Erica thing, when the Sutton thing, Sutton was not my favorite at all until this year.
Yeah.
I give props to Garcelle acknowledging, I should have stood up because that was wrong. And as Garcelle said, but again, it's like they glossed over that too. We all felt uncomfortable when you did that. Yes, it was Kathy's house and she should have set it down, but she did stop her from leaving, although she didn't check Erica. There's no way you're going to be in my house, my presence, and call someone out their name or anything derogatory that I don't feel comfortable with, and my friends know it. That's not cool. I don't appreciate that, and I don't like that. So for Andy not to have control over his set for a see you next Tuesday, please. Although I believe Andy is ready to go home and play with his son and play dates with Anderson Cooper and push his book. I don't know. I mean, he probably has stock in Bravo, but whatever. He doesn't have dementia. They talk so they can know what's going on. She wants to make sure that later on, when this is over, they meet up on the island with the money. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know about the mob. I don't feel like Garcelle is afraid of her. Garcelle reminded me of me. When you recognize ignorance and stupidity, you kind of just say, okay. So I get it, Crystal. Yeah, we're done, because she didn't answer anything. And even if I did have more questions, seriously, if I'm not, what was Bobblehead last night, Renna? If I'm not Bobblehead Renna, it was something else I was going to say too. Oh my goodness. When she named the other Bravo housewife shows, they glossed over Garcelle saying, what does that mean? Because Garcelle knew what that means. But I wish I was there so I could say, you don't have Atlanta smoke, boo-boo. She could have went to Atlanta to see who would have checked her. There is no... Erica not that tough. She's the kind of person, and I'm not a physical person, but when you see people be such a bully, you kind of want to fight them. Like, she's that kind of person where I would have said, well, I'll bring the smoke. I'm not afraid of you or your husband. And I know y'all are connected. And I know you're still and those judges and everybody that's acting afraid, everybody knows you and Tom going to be back with the money on Epstein's Island that y'all probably bought.
Oh, Lord.
He can't use it. But anyways, let everybody else go. I'm just saying.
Thank you,
I'm
Donna,
just saying.
for calling in.
Have a great night.
Bye. Guys, we have over 1,300 people watching. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, because when there's breaking news, when we go live, or when we upload, you don't want to miss out on anything like the videos that we posted earlier today or this week. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my podcast, Kenpai Radio, where you get a more unfiltered version of some of these hot topics. And I also drop tea that I don't drop anywhere else. So when I talk about this reunion, I might have new thoughts, and I might say a little bit more stuff, and I might I might drop a cuss word every once in a while. It depends. All right, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, backstage. Let's stick to 2 minutes, guys. Let's stick to 2 minutes. Let's get straight to the point. Tatiana, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Tatiana?
Hi, thank you for allowing me to speak.
Of course.
I'll be really quick. So it's just two things for me. It's the privilege for me, the privilege of the fact that when they tell you to talk about the victims and your thing is like, I hope they get whatever they get, but I've been going through so much, as if driving her 100K a month car and living in Beverly Hills and having glam all the time is just such a, oh my gosh, like, woe is me, right? It's like all the Beverly Hills, like the issue with them is that they all live in this weird bubble and think that that is the life that everyone else lives. Like, you do realize that most people don't have a glam squad, right? Like, you do realize that most people, you know, either live paycheck to paycheck or doing what they need to do to survive. So the fact that you get all of these amenities and get to be on TV while amongst being in like huge litigation, like, girl, I need you to like sit back. So it's the privilege for me. And the last thing is just to follow up on what the last caller said about Atlanta and Potomac. That's the gag. The gag is, if you were on there, you would be, girl, they would rip you to shreds. So the fact that you're only dealing with little Crystal and Dorit and Kyle asking you these little questions very nicely, and even like Sutton being very demure and poised and Southern, asking you these questions, like, girl, you would get eviscerated. So I hope she's off the show. I can't stand Erica. And that's it.
Tatiana, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. Lily, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Lily?
Oh, hey. I've been waiting. I actually made a client wait. I'm a massage therapist, so I'm going to be quick too. I know they're on the table, but that's okay. Yeah. Hey, they're on a heated table. Anyway, oh my gosh, this episode, this last episode to me was so disappointing. Like, I seriously was expecting Erica Jane to tell Andy to move over and switch seats with her, because I mean, seriously, she was calling the shots. I mean, and he appeared so afraid of her. It was crazy to me and embarrassing to watch. And the other thing I want to say is that rollover accident with Tom. I mean, I think it happened 2-3 years ago. I think it was discussed earlier. Yeah. And so the way she explained it, Erica explained it yesterday, there was no actual rollover. It was more like of a skid. So that was kind of weird, because honestly, I mean, 2-3 years later, she still doesn't have the facts straight. You know, it's not like it happened yesterday where you're like trying to recall, you know what I mean? And still putting the story, you know, setting it right in your mind. This happened years ago. No. So, you know, why don't you have the story straight? That makes absolutely no sense. Ooh, and the other thing I do want to bring up, oh my God, I wish Garcelle had turned over to Dorit and asked Dorit if Dorit thought that Erica was being a bully to Sutton. I mean, I think Dorit would have died. But honestly, I think that should have been a question for every lady there. Do you think that Erica had been a bully to Sutton? Because that was messed up the way she treated her. My New York is coming out, by the way. I'm from Seattle. I'm in Seattle right now, but you can hear my New York is coming out.
Love it. I love it. Love it. Thank you so much for calling in, Lily.
Thank you, and I love you. Love your show.
Thank you so much. Now get to that client.
Yeah, right? Bye.
I love that. That is so funny. Okay, Laura. Okay, we have a bunch of people backstage, guys. I want to be respectful to everyone, so please limit your comments. Lily was under 2 minutes, so shout out to her. Laura, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Laura?
Hi, first time caller.
Welcome.
Okay, I just want to say that, in my opinion, I think Erica is way in over her head. I know that she has said many times that she is fighting to keep a career. In my opinion, I don't think she will have much of one after this, because she does not care about the court of public opinion. she completely disregards the fact that people are looking at her, and especially that she was married to an attorney for all these years. She has this insane amount of hubris and arrogance, and yet she is completely a moron, in my opinion. I don't think that I really don't think that she even knows what she's doing. You can tell that she is a woman who had her career bought for her. She didn't earn it, because if she actually earned it, she would be working a lot better in the court of public opinion to secure her spot on the show and to actually maintain a fandom after the fact. That's what I have to say.
And I appreciate Laura, straight to the point and under a minute. Thank you so much for calling in.
Bye.
Bye. Carolina, you're going to be up next. Let me just say thank you to Joey for the super chat. I can't take one more fake moment from Rinna. Again, guys, if you're watching the replay of this, drop the snakes in the chat for Rinna. She will be watching. So thank you so much for the super chat, and shout out to our new members. Appreciate it. If you would like to become a member of the channel, head on over to teamkempire.com. TikTok, what's going on? Appreciate you all being here. Let's get to 10,000 likes. Keep tapping your screens. We're also live, of course, on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, live on the Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook, and we're live on Twitch and Twitter. Follow me on those platforms, because you will be getting unique content coming very soon to those specific platforms. All right, Carolina, what's going on?
First of all, thank you so much for this amazing platform and all of the content that you provide. I love you, and I love all of the content.
Thank you.
I, first of all, want to repeat what I said in the super chat. I do not believe Tom has dementia. There is no way. My father-in-law had dementia, and the technology and the way medicine is today, it is so advanced. And even if he did have dementia, he would have access to the best medication that's on the market, and they would have him on that medication as of yesterday, and his health would be improving. So I just don't believe that he has dementia. The second thing I wanted to touch on is I'm trying to understand why the ladies are so afraid of Erica, and why are they tiptoeing around her so much? We already know that Erica's bark is bigger than her bite. We know that her MO is to just, as soon as someone asks her a question, she lashes out, and that is her effort. That is her in an effort to prevent people from asking her valid questions. So really, I agree with what all the ladies have said thus far. We need someone who's going to come up to Erica, confront her, give her hell, and, you know, make her own these crazy ass stories.
Agreed. And I hope that the talk of a new housewife coming to the show, I hope that that's what she does, but we shall see.
Yeah. And can we talk about why is Lisa so far up Erica's blank?
That's the biggest mystery. Like, I'm still trying to understand why she's defending Erica, and it's beyond friendship, because we've seen her anti-loyalty to other friends.
Right. Like, with a quickness. And so I'm trying to understand, what is it with Erica? Like, why is she like her biggest fan?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And the last thing I want to touch on is shame on Bravo and the producers for not allowing Garcelle to follow up on her "what does that mean" question, because you know they heard it, you know they all have the earpieces on, and you know even maybe Andy even heard it, and they chose not to go there because why? No one wants to talk about race.
Mm-hmm. Especially not Lisa Rinna.
Right.
Based on what we found out in this reunion. Carolina, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you so much for having me.
Have a great day.
You too.
All right. We have quite a few people backstage, and we're going to try and get to everyone. But can we just take a quick little break? Let me just run to the restroom. Y'all see how much water and tea I'm drinking. So let me just run to the restroom. I'm going to play a little music because I do want to hear what you guys have to say. And I'll be right back. I will be right back. Hold on. drinking way too much water and tea. But y'all always asking for the skincare routine. It's mostly water. All right, Christina. Oh, Christia. Okay. Christia, you'll correct me, guys. If you're just joining us, of course, we're talking about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion part 4, the final part. I've shared my thoughts at the top of this. I want to hear your thoughts to the replay crew in the comment section. What did you think of the reunion? What stood out to you the most? What did you think about what I had to say? I want to hear about that. If you're watching the video, we have over almost 1,200 people watching. Be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. It's a free and easy way of supporting the channel. And don't forget to subscribe. We're almost at 50,000 subscribers. We have grown so much in the last year, and I appreciate our building large community. And I look forward to hearing your thoughts, constructive thoughts. Okay. All right. Right, Christia, I'm going to bring you up. Oh, wait, Christia, before I bring you up, I just want to say thank you, Rasani, for the super chat. Do we all see how Erica is an opportunist? She made sure to apologize to Crystal. I wonder if that's because she thinks Rob will put her in the next movie. Rasani, you always have these conspiracy theories. All right, Christia, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on?
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah, you got my name right. It's Christia. Yeah. Like, okay. So coming out of this reunion, that's my baby. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Coming out of this reunion, I was I'm still confused on like what's even going on, because her stories, they don't make sense. And then like I was thinking about like the part 2 or the end of part 1, when they was asking, when she had said that when she said Tom, he has all the money, like her Bravo checks, he'd get them out of there. I just wish somebody was on there and said, okay, so how was you able to leave Tom when you dropped him off at work, get this new house, how you paying rent and did all this stuff when you said you didn't even know what a debit card was. Like, I wish Erica had an enemy on the show that would ask these type of questions, because I'm talking to the TV like, okay, so how was you able to move if Tom controlled all the money? You gave all your Bravo checks to Tom, if you say, but you're able to move out. You're still able to have glam from time to time, but Tom was just so in control of you. It's like, I don't know if she telling the truth or lying, because her story is just so bizarre, and it's like they just so, I don't understand why they so scared of her. And like the last caller said, because I don't really just watch Beverly Hills like that, just clip. And then the way Lisa Rinna be having a field day with people problem, this right here, what Erica going through, she would have had, that would have made her day, her season, if that was somebody else. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, do she owe her some money? Like, what do she have? She got something on Lisa Rinna. That's all I gotta say. Because it's like the way she did everybody, like from Cal's sister with her drug problems and stuff, and you didn't take the opportunity with your messy self to do all this to Erica. This whole reunion just made me confused.
I know.
I don't know who to believe.
Not Erica Jane. Christia, thank you so much for calling in.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. AJ, thank you so much for the super chat. Shimmy. I'm glad I used the restroom. I don't think I could have shimmied. AJ says, the most despicable thing to me is when Andy said to Erica, "You're a piece of work," and smirked after Erica threatened Sutton again. Exactly, AJ. Good point. Thank you so much for the super chat. All right, Effie, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm going to bring you up.
Fire.
Hey.
Can I just say, very great season, and you did an amazing job at providing us with the behind the scenes tea. So we appreciate you.
Thank you.
So I really just want to focus my comments solely at Andy. I think that, the viewers are unveiling what's really going on at Bravo, and they're going to need to switch it up. He's going to need to bring the same energy that he has for the Atlanta and Potomac reunions and asking those really difficult questions and uncomfortable questions to the Beverly Hills franchise. And then also New York, when Miami comes back, and as well as Salt Lake City. At the end of the day, I think the viewers can tell that Erica is lying. We don't necessarily know exactly what she's lying about. And you can do all of the editing. You can prep Erica for the questions, which I do believe Andy did. But at the end of the day, we're going to be able to really decipher what's going on. I think that, like, we're smart, and they need to remember that. It's so apparent that Erica's lying. And at the end of the day, I think we need to remember the victims. And, you know, $100 million to steal from victims and creditors, lenders, whatever, that's a lot of money. And of course, there are going to be questions. And they need to have a cast in place that's willing to ask those questions. And the cast that they have in place is very fake. It's very phony. I think someone posted faux Force 5 or whatever. Yes. That is an accurate depiction of like what's actually happening. Thank you, Sutton. Thank you, Garcelle, for asking. And it wasn't even that many questions. I definitely think Sutton gave Erica some grace here. But like that's the only time we got answers to even 10% of the questions that we had. And I am a little disappointed in Andy. I don't think that he needs to moderate these reunions. And I do think there needs to be a shakeup a little bit. He can continue to be the executive producer. He does not want to have the uncomfortable conversations that the majority of viewers want to have, especially around race, especially around the truth, especially around addressing the victims. He really only talks about the victims like once or twice. And that's a key component of what's happening. And I also wanted him to talk a little bit more about the Housewife and Hustler documentary, because I think that is kind of what changed the tone of people's perception about Erica. And I was a little disappointed that he didn't go there. And if this were Potomac in Atlanta, he would have. So yeah, comment was solely directed to Andy and Bravo. There needs to be a change. Like, I think we're kind of tired of the norm of what they've been doing, specifically with this franchise. Great season, great reviews. I'm going to continue to listen in and call in, and I absolutely love you, and continue doing what you're doing. Goodbye.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate your perspective on this. You gave me moments of like, yeah, that's right. So thank you for calling in.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to take these last 4 callers. Let me get myself situated here. Let me reset. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat. Shout out to my moderators for keeping this an open, fun conversation here. Shout out to my TikTok. I see you guys are sending love here as well. I appreciate you as well. All right. Let's get to these. Exactly. Excellent points, caller. All right. Ed Turner, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Ed?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I just want to say the reunion was absolutely mortifying. I was completely bored. The entire reunion gave me a headache. Erica is just extremely bitter and angry and very aggressive. The way she spoke to Andy, Garcelle, Sutton, every time they would just say a little sentence to her. I didn't like it. And I just did not like how Kyle and Lisa kept defending her, all of the lies and the shenanigans she would, say about the car or whatever the case was. I didn't like it.
Anything else?
I just thought Garcelle was so graceful, the way she just handled everything, in Sutton. And I hope Sutton comes for her next season for sure.
Ooh, I guess we shall see. There will be leaks, so stay tuned. Thank you for calling in.
Take care.
Bye. Right. All right, Miss Brooklyn, you're going to be up next. I just want to say a shout out to everyone in the chat. I see you guys. Angela says it was boring. It didn't give what we thought it was going to give, because of all the reunions that needed a 4-part, I thought maybe this did need a 4-part because there were some questions that the viewers had, but it just felt very filled with a lot of fluff. Sidebar, we don't talk about Kyle enough, for rightfully so. But Kyle, when Sutton said that she hired security for a week, Kyle was like, what is this, a Joe Pesci movie? No, she was concerned for her safety. She was concerned for her safety because none of you had her back. None of you had her back. And as I said to you before, a lot of people were like, oh, it's just Erica. She doesn't have any. I told you the influence that Tom Girardi had. I didn't like that. All right. Miss Brooklyn, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Miss Brooklyn?
Hi, calling from Brooklyn, New York, obviously. First time caller. Love your show.
Thank you.
Make it really quick. One, everybody wants to know, what does Erica have on Rinna? This goes back to Tom. Tom had influence. Tom had secrets. Tom had all of that, and Erica knows them all. Let's talk about the husband. You think Erica don't know what it is that Kim wanted to talk about with the husband?
Oh, from when they were in Amsterdam?
That's right. Just connect all the dots. Just follow the pattern. It's all there. Let's talk about the husband. Erica knows what the story is with the husband, because Tom knows what the story is with the husband. That's why Rinna's up her butt, because she don't want that to come out. Two, at the end of the reunion, if you took a look at everybody's face, Garcelle and Sutton, when they were like, nah, we're done, they didn't buy not one thing Erica had to say.
I agree.
They did not buy it at all. Under 2 minutes, that's all I had to say.
Oh, that was under a minute. Go ahead. Thank you so much for calling in, Miss Brooklyn. She brought up a good point. You saw how mad Rinna got in Amsterdam when Kim brought up her husband. She broke the glass. We had never seen Rinna get that upset. All right. Max, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Max?
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, one of the things that I was concerned with when I was seeing Erica is, one of the other callers was talking about it before, is that she felt like this moment of sincerity from Erica when she was bawling her eyes out, which, I mean, yes, Erica's the ice queen. We don't see, that's her. We don't see her crying all too much, and I almost felt bad for her, but I kind of had to check myself for a second and realize that she's crying about herself and her situation. Yeah. And I think if she used those same tears to address the victims, because that question was when Andy was asking her, like, what did you ask Tom, like, about this entire situation? She was like, why did you leave me with millions of lawsuits pointed against me? Mm-hmm. My first answer to that would have been, why the fuck are you stealing from orphans, widows, burn victims? Like, that's the obvious question to ask here. And I think she could have really turned it around for herself there.
Yeah, she can't help herself.
Yeah. And my one other thing is, as far as Garcelle goes, like, I saw that Garcelle and Sutton obviously weren't buying too much of what Erica was saying during the reunion, but I remember, I believe you were covering how Garcelle was saying after the reunion she's Team Erica now, and she has a better understanding of her. So I would be interested to know, I know where Sutton stands, but I'm still, like, kind of unsure as to where Garcelle stands as far as Erica goes.
Well, they were recently shot filming, so I guess we should see how season 12 is going to go. These legal situations are still ongoing with Erica, so we hear, according to insiders, that they're going to cover this into season 12. Not sure if that's going to be the only storyline, because as Andy said on The View, it's going to be Dorit's story to tell in regards to her home invasion. So,
all right, well, that'll be one story to tell. One.
Max, anything else before I let you go?
No, that'll be all. Thank you for your time, Kempire. Have a good one.
Thank you. Have a great night. All right, we're going to take this last caller, guys. But before we do that, I just want to thank everyone for being here. We're literally have been live for 2 hours, but I know when we talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, it's usually at least an hour and a half. And this was the final part to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion. And overwhelmingly, everyone is saying that it really wasn't what it was supposed to be. It really wasn't. And I love hearing your perspective, specifically in regards to how the women handled this reunion, how they handled the questions, and also how Andy handled the questions. Everyone wanted to give Andy credit. Oh, he's going in. I said, I believe it when I see it, and I still haven't seen it. I still haven't seen it. And I do agree. You know what? Andy is the executive producer, but Andy wants fame. Andy wants to be the face of this franchise. So that goes with the criticism of the franchise. I do think that Andy needs to step away from hosting these reunions. You want to be their girlfriend? You want to hang out with them? You want to have all the fame and that means we, the fans that create and help build your show, and even us content creators that talk about your show, then you need to give us what we want. And we don't want you hosting the reunions anymore. We don't, because you're not biased. You're not you're not unbiased. So you're not going there with the questions. Specifically here, someone mentioned earlier when they called in that we needed someone like Emily D. Baker. An attorney would have been fantastic. Someone that's an entertainment person that we see would have been fantastic asking those questions, because they could have called her on BS. They could have said, no, you could have said this legally and you would have been fine. But I guess we're just going to have to rely on our YouTubers, some of our favorites like Emily D. Baker, to break it down for us and make it make sense for us. Shout out to Emily, my fellow Taurus sister. Erica, thank you so much for this super chat. Erica says, I'm sorry, but did Kyle age 10 years during this 4-part? Jizzy, we're sorry. You may go for now. Guys, look, we're covering one reunion right now. This Sunday starts part 1 of The Real Housewives of Potomac. If you don't follow, 9:30 p.m. Eastern here on the channel. Be sure to follow us here. Subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be talking about The Real Housewives of Potomac. 4 parts the entire month. And then at the end of the month, Portia's new show is premiering. I'm going to watch. We're going to talk about it. So stay tuned. Joey, thank you so much for the super chat. Love you and Fem. Shout out to Fem Taro. Fem Taro and I are going to be digging deep into this Zayn Malik and Yolanda Hadid story. You know, we've been covering that here on the channel as well. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. Zoe, thank you so much for the super chat. Empire recap more interesting than the reunion. And that's partially because of you guys. When you call in and share your thoughts, I love hearing everyone's opinion. Thank you to everyone that sent in a super chat. Christina, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Christina? Christina, you're muted. Christina, you're muted. Sorry, Christina. All right. Oh, something went wrong with Christina. Okay. It's all right, Christina. It's all right. If anything, Christina, just call back in. Guys, I'm just going to hear my final thoughts. Look, here are my final thoughts on the reunion. Shout out to my TikTok fam. I appreciate you all being here. Oh, my Amsterdam fam's in the building. I appreciate you all. Here are my final thoughts on this reunion. Hold on. Brianna says, Kempire, I don't know if you have the energy. These housewives are draining and energy suckers. I don't. And Turner says, Phaedra would have gathered her with all the shade. Look, this reunion was not what we thought it was going to be. Some of the biggest things that stood out to me in this reunion was, by the end of it, everyone was just done. They knew they were not going to get the truth from Erica. Any questions that they would pose to Erica, she was going to be very aggressive with them and deny, and deflect. It is what it is. It is what it is. We didn't get much from this reunion. I'm not sure what we're going to get from season 12, honestly, because as I said to you before this legal drama, the seasons of Beverly Hills were becoming very dry and boring. Erica really brought nothing. After her first season, it was like, okay, she's not interesting. And no, we're not buying the music. We're not buying the music. I know she's trying to lean into being an entertainer, but no, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Anyways, I would rate this, as I said to you before, this reunion only needed to be 2 parts. Based on what we've seen so far, it only needs to be 2 parts. Andy, I know you're watching. Hey. Producers, I know you're watching. Hey. Bravo executives, NBC Universal exec, I know you're watching. Hey. The Potomac reunion, don't fail us. We know it's going to be 4 parts. As I said to you before, what you need to do is show us some never before seen, ever seen before. There we go. Parts from the reunion from last year. That's what we need to see. And sprinkle it throughout the 4 parts. Or even just the first 3 parts, because we know the 4th part is going to be all about Nicki Minaj. Okay? And I know a lot of people are expecting Nicki to go hard on the ladies. I think Nicki's going to go hard on the ladies, but in a more humorous way. I don't think it's going to be like the way that we want them to in regards to getting actual answers. But if you missed our recap of the clip that we saw for a snippet from the reunion where Giselle Jizzy is very fuzzy on the timeline of her relationship with Pastor Holy Whore. I know I shouldn't be calling it Pastor Holy Whore, but y'all going to his church, I can't. That could not be my pastor. But anyways, I'm not going to judge. Everyone does what they want to do. There we go. Never seen scenes. There we go. Anyways, guys, we have over 1,200 people watching. Like the video if you haven't liked it already. We already at almost 2 hours, and we hit 2 hours just now. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you all being here. Shout out to my moderators for keeping this conversation an open and honest, fun dialogue. I appreciate everyone that called in. Thank you to everyone that sent in the super chat. I truly appreciate you guys supporting the channel. You help to keep the lights on and help us to do all the little fun things that we do behind the scenes and what we're going to do on the channel. Excited about what we're going to do for everything coming up. Let me not share too much. I think sometimes I share a little too much on here, and then all of a sudden y'all send me text, this person's copying what you doing. It's okay. People copy greatness. Wink. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate the community that we are building, and I'm excited for what's to come. Let's get out of here with some music. Let's just get out of here with some music. Let's vibe out, right? Thank you so much, LMS. Love your channel. However, enough calling out Andy, Erica, and etc. of watching you. It sounds obnoxious. You know what you can do, LMS? You can That's the great thing about watching these channels. You don't have to be here. Bye. I can call out whoever I want. And I will continue. Because they don't pay my bills. This sounds like shitty. Boogie Down Bronx in the building. Thank you, Lana. Drop those crowns and elephants in the chat, y'all. Yeah, shout out from Amsterdam. I just came back from Amsterdam. I loved my trip, despite everything. Thank you, Tamara, for joining. Harlem's in the building. Yes, thank you to our mods. Motor City, love it. Thank you, Delphenia. To everyone. Jersey, I will be at NJ Pack November 13th, introducing a comedian. Michael Tarby, the DJ. What? Thank you guys for being here. I will see you guys tomorrow. We're going to do our Queens and Insecure recap. So stay tuned for that, y'all. Thank you, Navasad. Empire Daily YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Shout out to our replay crew and our moderators. And if you want to join, cheapempire.com. Join our text community at textempire.com. I appreciate you all being here and look forward to more hot topics, everything in pop culture from the channel.